Hi guys, welcome back.
Another episode of the Macros Muscles podcast.
Yes, it is. I'm Jenna Bernard.
And I'm Aurora Mazza.
And we have been, so this is our second week in the daylight.
Yes, in the daylight.
Much better.
Ooh.
Yep. And now we actually have microphones. So
yes.
we have taken things up a notch.
Yes, we have.
Oh, perfect.
Right
oh,
there.
I like that. I didn't notice that.
Should work.
Definitely. All right. So we're going to do a taste test again because that's just super fun for us and hopefully for you guys.
Yes.
And then what else? Oh, so one thing, we talk about everything from, fitness, nutrition, obviously macros, muscles, wellness, mindset, but we get the most feedback on our hair.
Go freaking figure. Thanks, guys. I know you're really listening with all this hair in the way.
Right. So I figured we might as well just really quick share our number one favorite hair product of the moment.
Yes. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
I brought mine. So this is the Wow Dream Coat. They're a little dramatic, a supernatural spray that magically transforms texture, amazing humidity proofing powers. Now, I can't attest to the humidity proofing because I've just started using this like a month ago. So I haven't experienced like Florida weather or anything like that, or this in the summer. But I can already tell you that this stuff is like a keratin treatment in a bottle.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, so after you towel dry your hair, you have to section it, spray it, brush it through, then blow dry it.
Okay.
Like, it won't work if you don't blow dry it. And it really does like smooth everything out, and it makes your hair dry so fast.
Really?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you're wearing it now.
I'm wearing it now.
I can tell because it looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
My favorite hair product is Catwalk Curls Rock. It is a Curls Rock amplifier for definition and separation. I have used this product religiously since 7th grade, which is like 2011. So I found that product and I was so glad because it's like literally my holy grail product. I can't wash my hair without that product. Like, if I'm out, I'm gonna be like, well, I gotta wait to get that in. So but that's my best product. And I brush my hair like this in the shower.
We can't see you.
Like this.
Over. Yep.
And then once it's brushed, I start in that position down and I just scrunch everything and put it in a bonnet. That's all I need.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I swear by that. Everybody should have a product they swear by, whether it's for hair or skin or anything.
Yeah, I agree. All right, should we eat?
Let's eat.
All right. Grab something to start with.
Okay, let's start with this.
Okay. So I haven't heard of this outside of our local supplement shop. I first saw it there. I saw it on their Instagram, and they said that it's been like going viral. So I'm sure now we're going to start seeing it everywhere. But it's called Promix. It's a protein puff bar, and I grabbed chocolate chip.
Let's put it to the test.
Right? So the macros, only 150 calories and 15 grams of protein for this little bar. And then always got to check the fat and the carbs. Only 4 grams of fat and 16 carbs. 5 grams of fiber.
Low fat.
Why didn't I get more of these?
I don't know. Well, we're gonna taste it.
I know. All right. Let's calm down. We'll taste it first, and then we'll run to the store and grab some. Oh, okay. I figured with chocolate chip it would be like a white crispy with chocolate chips, but no, it's dark. With these macros, I think we're just going to eat the whole thing, but we'll see if it's good. Sorry for crinkling. It does have chocolate chips. So
it tastes like grass-fed butter to me, and I don't like it. Sorry about the macros. They're really good though.
So I don't think it's terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
All right. It does not, even though it might look like a Rice Krispie treat, it does not taste like one. And the texture is not the same either. But I'm not mad about the texture. I kind of like it, actually.
I'm not mad about the texture. I know that in my mouth when I chewed it, it felt like it was just like chewing protein powder.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know what? It tastes like if you ever make a protein paste, that's actually, that's kind of what it tastes like. It's not bad at all. It's really not.
No, it's not that it's bad. I just probably wouldn't.
Well, you're still eating it.
I'm so I'm just like the flavor is good, but
it's different. I'll give it that. I don't know.
Well, let's see how it compares to like everything else too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Next snack.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, I discovered. I don't think we talked about this on
we didn't.
Camera, but sorry, I just had a flashback to that episode that we did where we weren't recording
the whole episode.
So yeah, so now I have like I panicked. I had a moment and I was like, "Is this thing on?"
She's on.
Right. All right. So I found this chocolate and it was not this variety, but it was this TCHO brand, and it was dark and salty.
So good.
And would you agree that was the best chocolate you've ever tasted?
Perfect.
Perfect
balance.
Truly the best chocolate I've ever had. And so then I saw this one, and I know I'm the peanut butter chocolate person and I don't want fruit in my dessert, but I was like, we can't just, taste test chocolate and peanut butter things.
It's so funny. I never heard that until I was like in college, and someone was like, "Oh, I don't want fruit in my dessert," and I was like, "Wow, I never thought of it that way before." But so funny.
Yeah. I eat a lot of fruit. I had blueberries, raspberries, and bananas in my oatmeal this morning, but that's not dessert to me. That's a, whatever. So this is perfect matcha, and it says matcha oat milk, white chocolate with a sweet strawberry filling. So these are 100% plant-based, organic, all that jazz. And do the macros matter? Because this isn't supposed to be a protein thing.
I don't think
this is
so.
Chocolate, but we'll still say. So 1 bar, each container has 3 little bars, which is very convenient. The bar has 120 calories, 8 grams of fat, 11 carbs, and 1 gram of protein.
I mean, really not bad for
no, definitely not.
3 little squares of chocolate.
And I love the little portion control. So,
and it also keeps it fresh when they're like packaged separately for servings.
And I'm just gonna look at that. Very green. I'm gonna like break that off, and you can. I'm gonna just. Oh. Whoa. The matcha is strong with this one.
I like this one.
Here you go.
Thank you. You know why? Because I like it.
Wow. Okay. I do like matcha. Like I will drink a cup of hot matcha. But matcha flavored things.
I know why I like it too. It's so funny because I just said that chocolate tastes like grass-fed butter and I didn't like it.
That tastes like grass.
This tastes like grass and I like it. And I know because I used to get my soy green tea matcha bubble tea from T-Lux, and my friend tasted it and they were like, "This tastes like grass," and I was like, "Really? I love it." So I think that's just my mouth.
So my friend and former boss that she still owns the salon I used to work at, she do you remember Starbucks? This was years ago. Their seasonal flavors. They came out with like I don't remember exactly what it was called. It was like spruce tree or something.
It was juniper.
It was called juniper.
Yep.
So we would so we all tasted it in the salon and we all hated it, but Colleen loved it. And got it constantly. And we'd be like, "Here's your spruce tree." It literally smelled and tasted like you just plucked some needles off of your Christmas tree and ate it.
And I freaking love that. And you know what that reminds me of? Do you ever see the guy's video on Instagram? He makes ice cream out of wood flavor.
What?
So he's like, a carpentry or whatever. So he's got all the right tools. So he like cut down a fresh tree, like not redwood, something else. And he boiled it in water, did the whole process. Then he boiled it in cream and like made it into a thing. And he's like, "Yeah, wow, it tastes like wood, vanilla wood." So,
all right. Second to last thing. This is the Anabar. When people ask me what my favorite protein bar is, Anabar is always up there. I love these, but neither one of us has tried this flavor.
The s'mores is really good.
Yeah, my favorite is the Monster peanut butter monster or Monster. Maybe it's just called Monster. I don't know. Monster candy. It has like, it's peanut butter obviously and has like the Reese's Pieces in it. So this is frosted strawberry cupcake. And these bars they're not huge, but they're thicker. And they're 20 grams of protein, all of them. So that's a pretty hefty protein bar.
And I feel like the consistency of these that I had have been like a mixture of like soft and crunchy and like chewy, like the apple pie.
Yeah, if you're a texture person and you want like a variety of textures, these are good bars. So they're 270 calories, 9 grams of fat, 29 carbs, and like I already said, 20 grams of protein. So, do you mind that my hands are on this?
Nope.
Like, do you want to?
Absolutely not.
I'm trying to do this.
I am far from a germaphobe in that way. Ooh, it's coated.
It's coated. All of them are in some type of chocolate, but that smells like something.
Smells like.
It smells like besides strawberry. It smells like something specific. Like some type of childhood treat from the past. I smell nostalgia.
I do too, actually. You know, almost like those graham crackers, maybe? Frosted graham crackers?
Maybe. Maybe it's a little Pop-Tarty? No, it's not that.
Strawberry shortcake? This flavor?
It's like an artificial strawberry shortcake, yeah. Which isn't an insult. Because, again, we're talking about protein bars. You know, there's going to be a little. I don't know. This is probably my least favorite Anabar.
I would say,
and I've tried the fruity cereal. I've had the birthday cake. I've had,
like, it's not bad, but I wouldn't crave this. Would I recommend it? Maybe.
The other ones I would. That one, Yeah. We're not doing great on taste test today.
Well,
no one's winning. All right, let's see what we think about the new Ghost flavor, sour black cherry.
It's gonna be sour.
Don't worry, if my nail tech ever watches this. I did not use my nails. Oh, thank you. This is what we would always do when we work together, splitting energy drinks and diet-free sodas.
Share the energy.
Diet-free, sugar-free sodas.
And cheers. I love it.
That's awesome.
I knew I was going to love it when I smelled it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, the black cherry, very prominent.
They nailed it. They nailed this one. I love Ghost.
I do too. But I think this might be my favorite now.
So, like, clean. Like, all I taste is black cherry. Like,
yeah. Like, I was on the red berry for a long time. I would drink a Swedish Fish if I couldn't find that. But this.
Did they just come out with this?
Well, I think so. When I saw it, I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, it's new.
Do you remember the Mango Rita?
Yes.
That one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. All right. So we've taste tested. Now maybe we should get to what we're talking about today.
Yes, let's get to the meat and potatoes of positivity.
Yeah.
Do you find it's important to be positive?
It is so important. And I remember when I was younger, I didn't understand mindset is like such a popular thing now, and everybody, I feel like, understands like that it's important. But do you remember, well, like, I don't know when it first became like a popular thing to talk about, but when I was younger, I just didn't get it. I was like, if I believe I can fly and I jump off a building, I'm gonna die. So what good is belief? That's how I took it, like super literal. And like, Of course, now that I'm an adult and I've experienced life and seen how, like,
You're an adult.
Yeah, I am.
No, you are.
Unfortunately, no. I think I feel like I'm 30 in, like, mindset and, like, physically and everything. I really do feel like I'm probably 30.
Oh God, yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I know I don't look that, but that's okay.
Yes, you do.
All right. So now I really understand its importance because I've seen how my negativity played out and how positivity helps.
And both of those emotions are really strong and are going, positivity and negativity. They're going to make an impact on your mental health and well-being. And it's going to not just be in your head, it's also going to translate into the actions or lack thereof of whatever is in your life that you're doing. And so I've always realized that positivity is really important because.
Were you born positive?
I believe I was. I do. I think that my mom helped that too. And I still to this day say, I will not let the world win and change me and make me sour, bitter, or angry, and or have a negative outlook, because I find that if that breaks me down, I let the world win, and I don't want the world to win. I want me to win, and I want everyone in the world to win. But like, it's not something, you can always find positivity. And I've always just been enamored with good and bad and light and dark. And so I sometimes struggle to like see beyond just the good and the bad and the light and the dark, but I have to tell myself, like, we don't have one without the other. So we have to recognize and see where both of those things play in our lives or our actions or the goals that we want to achieve, and acknowledge that and see how it can help us.
Yeah. I think, you've always, like, when people meet you, that's like one of the things that they always say is like, she is like so positive and stuff like that. And and some people would even be like, is that real? When behind your back? Yeah. And I'd be like, yep, it's real.
Oh, that is such a blessing. And I am always happy to be that kind of example, because I think that it shows other people that they can be happy too. And something I feel like, hopefully as I get older, I don't lose it, but I feel like I've always just had like a really raw enthusiasm for like anything.
Yeah.
So,
and it doesn't mean you don't have a bad day.
Oh,
and
God,
it doesn't mean like horrible things don't happen.
No,
You've been through stuff.
Of course.
And it's,
and through the stuff I found that, of course, you have to feel your emotions. Not that you're not a negative person if you feel negative or say a negative thing or have negative thoughts. That's like so normal, because like I just said, we can't have one without the other. But the positivity can bring you to so many different connections and bring you in such a different direction than negativity can bring you. It's like a rabbit hole either way. And linear, no, but it's important.
Yeah. So I think another, thing that just goes along with having a good attitude is the way we speak to ourselves, that internal dialogue that everybody has.
And there's room for improvement if you are struggling with that, or there's glimpses that you don't like, or I put a quote on my story this morning, and I got it from Mufasa last night, but it was so good. Rafiki said to Mufasa, he said, a flea could bother a lion more than a lion could ever bother a flea. And it really like resonated with me, because it just like magnified kind of like a bigger picture where, like, if I'm the lion, let's say, I think the point is that you can't really worry about the little things.
Right, because something can always bother you.
Yeah, and I just like pictured like, a flea jumping all over a lion. That's going to, make the lion angry and upset and all kinds of emotions. But lion can't even touch the flea. So it's just like a really made me think.
Yeah. And that's something too that before I even get into the internal dialogue stuff, but because of that, it made me think of how I'm still reading that Mel Robbins book, Let Them. She talks about how, and thankfully I don't have this problem, But you know, like people that just get upset over like every little thing, like someone cuts you off in traffic and like, I don't know, your sleeve gets caught on the doorknob and like,
and it keeps going,
like,
especially if you're in a bad mood.
like little things, you know what I mean? Like if you let all those little things bother you, it just all adds up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like and there's going to be obviously really stressful, terrible things that happen to us throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have all of those little things already up to here, where we go, and then all the other things happen, like you're already up to here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That reminds me of the other quote I put on my story yesterday, and it said, which really resonated with me, and it said, how can a centipede control all of its legs at once? It doesn't think about it. And that resonated with me because I right now have been, like, I don't know what direction to do, how to balance all these things. Time is like, seems like it's slipping through your fingers, but you always have it. And so I've been, thinking maybe a little bit too much because like a centipede, it just does its thing. So I think I need to learn a little bit from that and continue and not think about every single thing, because that's going to be not really helpful.
Yeah. Although I have to admit, when I saw that on your stories, I was like, oh, bug swipe. So
I'll save that for your bugging me page.
I follow all of your social media accounts except for your bug page. She has a bug page.
Yes, people. I do. You are bugging me. If you like bugs, follow it.
Yeah. So you were such a great person to have around.
Thank you.
Especially if you are afraid of bugs.
Yes.
Because there was one time she came over and you were leaving. You were out the door. You were almost in your car, and I saw a spider. So I had to run out of my house and be like, come back.
And I'm not going to kill it, so I just got to let it get out. Yeah. Nice like that.
Yeah. She relocates. I'm a murderer. She's a relocator.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, that's a good poll question we can put in the comments for today. If you're listening, comment if you're a murderer. Well, maybe not put murderer. That might get flagged.
Bug killer?
Yeah. If you're something like that.
Exterminator.
Exterminator. I like that. If you're an exterminator, or are you a relocator? All right, back to positivity. So I have struggled with negative self-talk in the past.
Same.
And I've really worked on that. And I feel like the best way to work on that is almost like, I like to use the swearing example. Have you ever tried to stop swearing? You don't swear a lot.
I didn't swear up until sophomore year of high school.
But have you ever tried to like stop, or because like you had to or something?
Yeah.
So at one point I felt like, I think because I was working in the sheriff's department at the time, I was like, I'm swearing too much. I don't like this. And again, nothing against people that swear a lot. I still swear. I don't know. But
just,
yeah, it was becoming a habit that I didn't like. So what would happen is I would swear and I would notice it and be like, oh shoot, I did it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I would catch myself before it came out. And then eventually it just wouldn't pop up anymore. Right?
Yep.
Because it's something you have to work on. It takes a little bit of practice. And fixing your negative self-talk, I think, is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have those thoughts and you're going to go down that rabbit hole of like, oh, I'm not good at this. I stink. Whatever. And especially what I hear a lot from clients is like putting themselves down, picking their bodies apart, things like that. Well, notice that. Notice that you had that thought and reframe it if you can, instead of, like, my stomach is so fat, I can't stand it. Maybe reframe that as, my body is really strong. It was able to lift some heavy weights at the gym today.
It's literally not woo-woo. It's literally so true, because I have the same experience where I improve that and it sounds like, oh yeah, you're going to feel better about yourself. And you literally do. And
over time, if you do this over and over and over and over again.
In radical take, but I think that it is maybe a sign of advancement to be able to feel your emotions, categorize them, acknowledge them, and express them.
Yes.
I think that a lot things have been repressed in society, especially emotions, especially anything that has to do with something that's not physical. So sometimes I feel like stupid, right, for crying or feeling emotional. And then that's also a negative self-talk. I gave that to myself. No one said that to me. So I, have improved that. And I've also thought like, wow, maybe it's actually healthy and a good thing that I have emotions. I can feel them. I can place them where they need to go, instead of seeing that as like as a shameful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like I bring up my coach in every single episode, but it's relevant. She always says that feelings are not facts. And also, you see this everywhere, like, don't believe everything you think. So just because you have a thought, that doesn't mean it's necessarily true. And even if it is true, like, if you are overweight and you're calling yourself overweight, well, that is a fact. But is that helping anything?
Is that providing an action, or do you need to say that to yourself to implement action? Or
right, because you can't hate yourself into change. And if you want to feel better, just in general, like, it doesn't feel good to put yourself down, just like it doesn't feel good to get put down from other people. And that old saying, if you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. If you're constantly beating yourself up, you're not going to feel it doesn't feel good. And that's not the way you want to go through your day.
And like, it doesn't make you stronger. Outside things and facing those negative talks is what makes you stronger.
Right. So back to the whole like swearing analogy, when you catch yourself, because it's going to happen, you can catch yourself and say, oh, that was a crappy thought I had about myself. That wasn't very nice. I'm going to choose to think this instead. Or just give yourself a compliment, even if it's nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's, okay, well, this is a fact. I feel such and such way about my body, but I'm having a good hair day.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever it is, just to basically flip it around to a positive. And then if you keep doing this over time, you're going to start to catch those thoughts before they, I don't know, like bubble up and turn into a big thing that's in the forefront of your mind. You're going to kind of catch yourself going down one path and be like, nope, I'm not going to go there, and turn yourself around.
And I think what you're saying reminds me of perspective, because it's like, you can have these emotions and internal thoughts, but what's your perspective on it? It can change from I'm fat to I'm strong, I'm this or I'm not this, to I am this.
Right.
And or why am I like this? I really love thinking about perspective when it comes to negative and positive, because sure, you might not feel, like you're in your best, form or something, but are you healthy? You got to bring in the perspective of what and why, like, what do you still have that you can be thankful for?
Right.
We have able bodies and youth and whatever. It's like, you got to be thankful for that.
And that's no matter how old you are.
Exactly.
Because you're still youth in relation to how, getting older.
Yeah. I think youth resides in the soul and in your energy,
Yeah.
And not that you have to be bouncing off the walls, but just,
right.
know, you're live.
And here's a little bit of proof that mindset matters in that regard. They actually did a study in weightlifting where people told themselves that they could lift the weight, that they believed that they were strong, said that they were strong, I am strong, and believed that they could lift the weight and lifted it, versus people that were doubtful and didn't think that they could lift the weight and told themselves, I'm not going to be able to do this. You can imagine what the results were like. And that was like, obviously they controlled for load and weight and all that kind of stuff. So it was like an actual scientific study.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's more than just saying like, oh, you won't.
Right. Yeah. So, and I get that all the time with clients, because as a personal trainer, you have people on different ends of the spectrum. You've got some people who want to overdo it and pick up weights that they shouldn't be lifting, that I'm constantly having to like reel them in. And then you have a lot of people who are just afraid of lifting heavy and that are capable of so much more, but are unsure of themselves, and you have to push them.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those people will often actually scratch that. It's both types. Sometimes we'll grab a weight and be like, I'm not so sure about this. And I'm like, hold on, put them down. Because we have to change that mindset before we even get ready to start that set. Because if you're already thinking you probably can't do it, that's not gonna go well.
That ain't helpful.
Yeah.
Who's that helping?
I'm like, hold on. And also, I mean, it's good for them because they have, like, when you're with a trainer is not going, a good coach is not going to give you a weight that you're not capable of.
Yeah.
Like, I would never hand someone a weight unless I was 100% positive that they could lift it. You know what I mean? So, but even if you're on your own, you still have to have that belief in yourself when you're gonna go up to that next dumbbell, you know?
And it's annoying when you have to believe in something that you don't really see or see the vision yet, but you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
And you won't fail. And even if you do fail, you're not failing because you're trying.
Right. And on that note, stay positive
and have a great day.